Hey people, it's Saturday and I'm feeling the impulse to speak a little more. Cheers. It's the 13th Saturday in April. Next Saturday is Record Store Day and my and my next gig. Opening for Rosalie. Me, DHX with Aaron Gum. It'll be the two of us. My partners in David, Nance, and Mowed Sound are Rosalie's band. So it'll be good to see the guys. Thought I'd let you know that David, Nance, and Mowed Sound is going to be going out after they get back with Rosalie. They're going to go out in May on a U.S. tour to promote the album. I'm not going out with them. I ran into someone yesterday when I was down in the old market who asked me about it. The fella here, where my finger is tapping, that's Sam. He'll be playing bass on tour. After I joined the band, became apparent that David is a road hog, and the other guys in the band are road hogs. They really like touring. They enjoy it. I don't. There's aspects of it that I like, but I've already explained that I've done a lot of touring on the independent circuit where you are at the mercy of the crowd for the most part. Sleeping on people's couches and floors. Not up for that. And they're still doing that. And I've said it before. I've experienced touring on the next level up, where you have a tour manager and you actually have accommodations in every city for the most part. Hotels, bed and breakfasts, motels. I'll do that. At the same time, I'm quite aware that I don't get to share in the glory of the stage, that they're out there working their asses off and they're getting the reward for it. It's a good night is wonderful. And I can remember most of the good nights I've had in all the bands I've been in because it's that special. So I thought I'd share that you folks are going to get a chance to see the band, but not me, nationally. Rosalie, whose backing band is Mowed Sound, minus me and Sam and Pearl, just played in New York last night. I'm really happy for them. They're looks like they're having a real good time on the tour. I was thinking about doing more on my process this morning, but I'm just going to roll with it. And I've got a pile of records here. Record collecting is fun. I'm going to look at the comments. Thank you for the comment on the award. I have 6 of them now for music. That's cool to hear from T-Mac in Canada. See, that's the deal about record collecting, digging, and listening. It's my curiosity. I'm curious. What is this? What is this? What did they do? Why did they do that? This looks kind of interesting. That's part of what I like about music and the whole endeavor. I had a recurring dream as a child where I would go down to the local holiday gas station and I would be allowed to go back into the back where, employees only. And I'd open the door and it would open up to this vast warehouse of row after row of records stacked just way high. It was a recurring dream, it would happen and I just loved it. This is my real life version of it, okay? So Yeah, Thunder Mug from Canada. Very cool. And yes, I will continue to speak directly my concerns about politics. I had to remove one where I think it's a racist thing they said about my comment on the movie, saying that, well, maybe all the people up in the sky earned it. See, that's that racist bullshit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I actually have people get a hold of me through Messenger. I got one yesterday. I won't say the person's name. I don't know him, but he went on for a long time, thanking me for speaking out clearly about things. Yeah. So, Sean, can you check out why not your local university? I don't know. I wouldn't if I could. Why would why would I check out records from the library at this point? I have to take them back. That's no fun. Sometimes people ask me questions and my response is, why don't you look it up? Like Sufis are Muslim mystics, right? Frankly, I can't answer. I think so. Look it up. Okay? Another person agrees, yes, they have us by the balls. Well said. It's true. How can you have a revolution against the oppressor when the oppressor owns the keys to the pantry that all of us have to visit every damn day? So it sucks. Yes, I listened to more of the Edward Ka-Spel. I'll get to records in a second. Good to hear from you, Richard. Bluger was born on the 13th. Hello, Russell. And then Croiners. Are you kidding me? Michio Kaku is old news. Now, I'm also tell you, this is my opinion, because I watch a lot. People come on here and try to tell me about stuff, and it's like I've already checked it out because it's my nature, okay? Michio Kaku is a voice for the science community. Sometimes he strikes me as a paid operant, that he knows more than he's allowed to say. On the other hand, these other brainiacs, Warsham and these other guys, they're not talking about aliens and shit. They're talking about the fundamentals of reality, physics. That's very stimulating and interesting. I check out Michio Kaku and all these other people, but we're not being told, like Richard Dolan and all these people, they get on my nerves because it's like, tell us something. Stop bullshitting. Tell us what's going on with the other presence on this planet. They won't, because it's about power. See, I see the connection. We're just stuck in the middle. So, did I make another trip to the record store yesterday? I sure did. And feeling good about it, too. We'll see what's down here, because I had a Friday. I had what you call a Friday frame of mind day yesterday. Leisure. I didn't do lawn. I said, fuck it. I can do it today. So, Derek Fisher's Psychedelic Situation Facebook page is one of my favorite groups on Facebook. And his theme for this weekend, which I love, is music, concrete, sound collage, stuff related to psychedelia. So I've posted up several things already. It's right up my alley. And I didn't play this last night, but I posted it. Ron Geeson with Roger Waters' Music from the Body. Ron Geeson is worked a lot with Pink Floyd in the early days. His work is prominently on Adam Hart Mother, but this fits, you know, because it's sound work. It's sound work. Someone asked, let me see, is it still here? They asked me about, do I have, okay, here it is. Do you have, recently got to thinking whether you have certain strategies or maneuvers when it comes to listening to music. Well, yes and no, okay? I was wondering if there are some things you listen for more than others, drums, bass, depth. Well, historically, the thing that turned me on first was the guitar, but shortly after that, it was the drums. So, as I've explained, it's the total picture that I'm listening for. How do things work together? So the music is very important. It's not the voice. Of course, the voice is important, and I love the voice. Words also can be important, but it's the total picture. And strategies, not necessarily. Yes and no. It depends, you know. So, for example, yesterday, one of my strategies was to grab a group of records that I had stuffed in the kitchen, where I'd received these from a person, his label, Roman numeral, thinking, let me check these again. Maybe these can be traded in. Happy to say that, no, these are good. So, øjeRum, if that's how you say the name, øjeRum, Through the Archway of Mouths. This is probably the best of the Roman numeral releases that he sent me. On the ambient side, beautiful. There's some rambling female vocal on here that kind of takes away from the overall effect. But that was like, oh, that's a keeper. Here's one. It's not from that, but it's another one where I pulled thinking, is it time for it to go? No, beautiful. Guitarist Jim Hall, Concierto. Doesn't have the obi. I found this used years ago. Okay, do you see the personnel? It's a wonderful date. It's a Japanese CTI. So see, you know, I am a vinyl junkie. You could say I'm a vinyl fetishist, although has negative connotations. All I'm saying is that I like records as objects. And this was beautiful. When I put it on, it was like, I was thinking this was going to be kind of ho-hum. Beautiful. Beautiful. Jim Hall. This is a unofficial copy of this. The soundtrack to Lost in Translation. I picked this up because it has Hosono on it, which I already have. But it has Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine. It has a couple of songs on here that aren't anywhere else. They're actually not that interesting. But overall, the flow of the soundtrack, this was fun to listen to. I played both sides. The way that the tracks work together. Never saw the movie. Well, that's another thing. I deleted Bruce's or somebody's trying to be funny with me. Derek watched the movie. See, folks, I have a sense of humor, but when on the internet like this, humor doesn't always work. And so I'm not interested in trying to have funny interactions with people. The other thing that I notice is that if I leave too much of that up, it invites other stupid comments. And I'm not interested in it. And people always come back at me and say that humor is important. And I know that, but this is my perspective. We are at a point where we're so dumb as a group that we default to humor, to me, as a way of saying, I don't know what else to do. And so it annoys me. That's how it strikes me. People can't figure nothing out. So we just make jokes. No. Okay. So here's one that I picked up yesterday in the used section at Grapefruit. Thank God for Grapefruit and used, because when this stuff comes in, people with more money than me buy the stuff, and then you come back and bring it back, and I get it for half price. Goblin, Zombi soundtrack. I like Goblin. But when this reissue came out into the store, it was $40. I got it for $20 yesterday for my Goblin collection. I like soundtracks, I do. The Chills from New Zealand. I love this band. The Lost EP, I got it. And it's an original. It's not the very first label, it's the pink label. You know how people can get real anal about records. Some collectors are very anal like that. I don't want to get too anal, but I notice those things. Martin Phillips just is an exceptional songwriter. They're deceptively simple, but deep meaning, and just like there's one on here that it seems like it'd be silly. Biba, Biba, Diba, Diba, Do. What a killer song. Great band, The Chills. Here's one. It was in the used section. Didn't know anything about it. Took a chance on it because it's an Italian soundtrack. And I've been pretty happy so far with the chances I've taken besides Ennio Morricone. Never seen this film. Not interested in the film. Le Lac de Morts Vivants. Original soundtrack. Music by Daniel J. White. Don't know who the guy is. Goofy looking cover. Both sides. That was my response in the store when I looked at it. I said, this looks kind of funny, funky, and funny. It even comes with a poster, movie poster for it. They like the Morts Vivants. And the topper. This was less than $20. I love that. And because I like to have fun with color vinyl, and I saw that it was like this, sold. And this is good. I like this. There's several tracks where it's sound collage work, where you get to hear the tracks where they put together the sound effects and other backing tracks for probably some of the chaotic moments, or who knows. I was thinking for a second last night, I'd look this movie up on YouTube. I think I will today, if I don't forget, to at least see the trailer. This was a fun buy yesterday, and also a happy buy because I like the music. I like it. I bought a couple of jazz albums out of the used section yesterday. And these purchases kind of just showed me why I'm not a dedicated jazz listener. I've experienced it. I grew up with it. I do understand it. It's not my primary focus on listening to people play solos. I like it when they're exceptional, but almost everything has been said when it comes to that, even though I could contradict myself if I hear something that I've never heard before. But this was an example where it's like Cloud Script by Joshua Abrams. Cloud Script. Ari Brown, Joe Cleaver, Jeff Parker, Joshua Abrams. I saw it in the used section, and I remember when seeing it new, was curious about it. So I was glad to get this. Abrams is a double bassist, okay? So he's kind of like he's part of the foundation of the music along with the drummer. Ari Brown is the tenor, is the saxophonist on here. He is just okay on this album. The person of interest on here, as far as their voice, is Jeff Parker on guitar. So Jeff steps up to the plate when it comes to the soloing and finds some things of interest to do and to say. The saxophone solos on here are they're good, but nothing really happens. I don't mean to offend Ari. He might see this. He's a good player. And again, maybe the next time I hear it, what he's after in his soloing may catch I may catch it, but this first time it was like, okay. And then Jeff plays and it's like, oh, here we go. All right. Okay. I let my ears tell me, not my opinion. I used to listen with my opinion. I'm glad I don't. I save myself because I cheat myself when I don't listen open-eared. And here's one of those spiritual jazz albums that for a while were real popular with collectors. Almost like a competition more than people really being into the music. That's just my perspective, and I think there's some truth to it, which is why I sat that shit out. But here I got this. Phillip Ranelin, Wendell Harrison reissue on Now Again, A Message from the Tribe. I love the Now Again treatment because they go whole hog. They give you as much background information as they can in big, beautiful books. This is Black perspective music as much as it is jazz. This is message to the people, message from the people. This is Black, there it is. This is Black awareness music. This is part of my history as a member of the Black Panther Party. I registered as a Black nationalist when that was going on. I have protested. Blackness is important, and I fought for, and I still every day fight in my own way for the madness of racism to be crushed. So this music plays an important part in my history, and I understand what it's about. That's not what I want to listen to for the most part, though, honestly. I'd much rather listen to Faust or something psychedelic. I understand and feel this music, and it's part of what I am. Please try to understand what I'm trying to say. This music is me. I don't always want to listen to it, though. So another record that I showed in the psychedelic post yesterday for the theme is this. Pierre Henry and Michel Colombier's Messe pour le Temps Présent. Maurice Béjart's Dance. Pierre Henry, early pioneer of electronics. They had a single from this called Le Voyage, I think is the name of it. Or maybe not. Oh no, Psyche Rock came out as a single. So it's a rock, it's corny. It's a corny rock track with all these electronics. But this has some parts that are real good though, besides that. But that was for the theme. Here's an album that I bought. I wasn't sure what to think of this artist, but he grew on me. Oneohtrix Point Never. This album still, I'm not sure what it's about. Age of. So I listened to this last night. He does a lot of sampling in a unique way. So this starts up with all this harpsichord. I'm not sure what he was after on this album. It hasn't quite landed yet. I don't know that I'd like it. It's like, what's going on here? That's fun. That's more fun to me to listen to than to just listen to a big hit that everyone loves. I'd rather explore something. I pulled this the other day and finally got a chance to play it. Boris, Akuma No Uta, with the cover as an homage to Nick Drake. Nick Drake's album Brighter Later. This is a recreation of that photo. I have the Nick Drake album too. I love the fact that I'm label mates with these guys. This is on Third Man. This is on Jack White's label. Third Man. David Nance, Mowed Sound. We're on Third Man. We're on Third Man. Label mates I'm label mates with Boris. That's a fun thought for me, okay? It's David Nance's gig on Third Man, but I'm in the band. So that's a fun thought for me. That's a perk. That's one of the things that I do this for. It's like, that's a cool thing that happened, okay? Boris are an interesting band to me in that a lot of their records are not recorded really well. They almost sound like they're about to distort. But it's in a way of capturing the raw intent, and that's, I get it, the raw intent of this music. They were inspired by the Melvins and named themselves after the Melvins song Boris, and they do all kinds of stuff, but when they decide to rock, they just smash it, and this is real good and trashy. I would imagine that maybe the music wouldn't have the same effect if it was recorded really well. I don't know. Edward Ka-Spel, that's my man. Played this again, side 2. Still couldn't tell you what he's talking about because I didn't pay attention. It was the audio landscape. Edward Ka-Spel is a bit of a genius to me. He's made a lot of records, a lot of music, and doesn't repeat himself. I think that's amazing. Stereolab, I had recently bought this, shown it, played it again. Love this band. Love them. Some people think they're boring. I don't know why. What else do I have done here? Is there anything else? Don't want to gear up to, 1 second, let me look over here. I didn't get to these. Okay, I got more records over here I haven't gotten to. Okay, is that it? No, here's 3 more from the Roman numeral label. I thought I was going to get rid of this. Benjamin Finger and James Plotkin. We Carry the Curse. No, this is good. Find out about the label if you don't. And then this, I thought for sure I'd get rid of Naja and Dis Rotten. No, this is good drone. It's on the heavy side, almost towards black metal in a way. And then it's nice deep purple. But the Naja side was the side that got me. I said, this is a nice thick texture. It's a texture as much as it is music. So no, not too long ago I was talking to Mark Manor down at Homer's, the buyer down there, and a friend of mine, and he was remarking to me, looking at my purchases, saying, musicians must listen to music differently than most people. I said, you're right, we do. I'll say we do. I'm not listening to music for light entertainment. I'm not listening to music musing on how pretty the singer is or how handsome the singer is, because that's a lot of popular music is about, that's the whole Teen Idol thing. It's like there's been a lot of bands that have made great records that didn't hit it because they weren't pretty enough. So it's the music that's important to me. Very important to me. Last thing I'll try to share is I had a visitor 2 days ago. Years ago, you would have heard me talking about him, Hugo Novello. Hugo had a art gallery. That's how I met him. He had an art gallery in his home. I met him at a party. He was kind of obnoxious at the party, but it took months before I finally took up his invitation to come visit the gallery. I'm glad I did. But he's one of those people who was, trying to be slick and doing 2 things at once, and he ended up getting busted for selling pot. Just got done doing 2 years in jail. He's clean now, doing well. Actually remarried his wife. He's married her for the 2nd time. I don't know about that. But anyway, he came over 2 days ago after work to visit. First time since prison, because I ran into him at the record show. It was good to see him and his wife there. But anyway, I wanted him to have my latest music, so I endeavored to give him copies of my 2 CDs, and asked him to buy, not asked him, but he wanted my latest album on vinyl. He didn't have this yet, and he got it. He's into record collecting now because of me. I turned him on to records. Before he met me, he didn't think anything about records. He likes to collect, so he has an art collection, and now he has a music collection. His taste is very pedestrian. And when he first started getting into collecting, and I would see what he was buying, I would tease him. Huey Lewis on the news, Billy Joel, but that's what he wants. Anyway, he bought this because I have some copies that I can sell. And then I was going to give him these, but he bought them. But since we were visiting and I have videos that I can show that I made for the Muse, I put one on. Because as we're talking, well, not because, but we're talking, and he said, something else I'm getting into is acid jazz. I said, acid jazz? I know that's a term that's, passe, but what do you mean by that? First thing he said, well, it started with Booker T and the MGs, and I said, oh, now I know what you mean. Good instrumental music. Because he couldn't go any further. He couldn't mention any other names. Then, okay, so when leading up to this, I put on a Kamasi Washington video, his latest one, where he's collaborating with Andre 3000. And Hugo said, yeah, stuff like this. I said, yeah. So then I decided to put on one of my videos for Sakar from here. And he said, yeah, this is the kind of stuff I like. That's you? I said, yeah, what? Is this what you call acid jazz? He said, yeah. And I was tickled. I said, I would have never thought of my music as acid jazz. You can call it that if you want to. See, that's why I don't like the term genre. See, I also know that that's like an Achilles heel for me, that people cannot slot me into, well, it's prog. No, it's not. There's prog elements. Well, it's jazz. No, it's not jazz. It's got jazz elements. What is it? It's the music of Derek. It's original. I like that. That's more important to me than being able to market it. Okay? So that was wonderful when I put the music on, and he said, wow, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's that acid jazz. I said, no, it's just good music, my friend. And then I played Days. I played 2 tracks off of this. And he said, wow. He said, that's on this? I love it. I appreciate it, okay? I appreciate it. And I dare say that I know that my music is better than a lot of music that I listen to, that people listen to and buy and spend big money on. But that's the nature of the game. We're free. Well, at least as we think we are. We have the freedom to pursue what we like. It's over half an hour, and I like sharing. I do enjoy this. Kind of gets me going for the day. So today, yes, it's supposed to get really warm in the 80s. I will get more done in the yard. Not that anybody else on the block cares, because most people's shit on this block is tore up, especially the people right behind me. They park their cars all up, and like there's 3 cars in their lawn this morning. They live with their asses hanging out. But, I can't, who am I to criticize? I do criticize, but it's like, man, what the hell are they doing over there? Okay. So, Big Sister Stephanie, it was good to hear from you yesterday. Sounds like things are going well for you with the job. And Karim, if you see this, I love you, and I hope that your job is going well. Everyone, be well and stay in touch. And buy some music from me.